Ever feel like System.io is a secret club that you kind of missed the memo on exactly how to navigate? If you've stared at the top menu bar inside System's dashboard and thought, what the heck does any of this even mean? Then this video is your decoder ring. Hi, I'm Raquel from Get the Tech Out of Here, and today I'm going to be walking you through every single piece of the System.io header menu so that you can click around with confidence instead of just more confusion. And if you need any additional help with System after you watch through this video, make sure to check below this video for some additional resources that we've got all lined up for you. So let's start out with our System.io dashboard. When you first log in, this is what you're going to see. You'll see your leads for the last 31 days by default and your sales for the last 31 days by default. And you can always change what time frame you're looking over by just coming into this menu and clicking whatever it is that you want to see. So that's there for you. And you also have this live update section over here, which will show you any new contacts that have been added to your list recently, as well as any new sales that you've made or cancellations of any recurring revenue. All of that stuff is here. But once you're getting a little bit busier, you see that I only have the last 6 hours or so worth of stuff here because things are just starting to pick up. So we'll find that information in additional places later on as we're going through the menu. Now this menu up here starts with our dashboard, and in here you're going to see 2 or 3 different things. Your main dashboard is this one right here that we're looking at, and then you're also going to see a student dashboard. Now if you are inside your System.io account, you're probably going to see a whole bunch of course offerings from the System themselves, so you can scroll through and see if any of that is something that you're interested in. But I'm going to go ahead and go back here and talk about this other one, which is your affiliate dashboard. Now, your affiliate dashboard is only going to be there if you've signed up as an affiliate for someone else, whether it's an affiliate for System.io specifically, or you could also be an affiliate for someone like Get the Tech Out of Here. And you would see all of those vendors inside this vendor list inside System.io. So those are your different dashboards. The main dashboard is obviously going to be the most important. The next thing that you have over here is your CRM dropdown. Now, CRM stands for usually client relationship management. There are a couple of different interpretations of what CRM stands for, but typically we're talking about the people inside your business, your clients, okay? So inside the CRM dropdown, we have 4 different things that you need to know. The first is your contact list. So when you go and you click contacts, you'll see all of the different contacts, when they registered for your website, and the different tags that those contacts have attached to them. You'll also see different filters that you can filter your contacts by, and this is all the different fields on these contacts, as well as any saved filters that you've created. So this one is searching for contact state has made at least 1 purchase, and that's a filter that I've saved. You can create any filter that you would like by just coming in here and creating the filter. Say you want your country or your tag to be tagged with, and this is active, and add that condition. Maybe we also want them to be tagged with annual members. Okay, so this will show us those contacts right here. And then we can hit save filter to create that filter right there, annual members. Okay, and hit save, and then we'll see that actually show up in our saved filters list. So that's your contacts tab. And we'll talk a little bit more about the different things that we see here in the tag section in a second. But you also have the ability to create a contact from scratch right here, and the ability to import a list of contacts, usually through just uploading a CSV file. Okay. And then you can add different tags to those contacts that you're uploading and even put them in a campaign, like a nurture sequence if you want. I will say you need to be careful about how you're getting these emails. Make sure you actually have the right to be emailing them and that they've actually opted in to whatever it is that you're offering. So that's basically the contacts tab. We also have in your CRM the tags tab, and this is where you create all the different tags that show you what different people are doing inside your business. And so you'll see, for this particular tag, when people have this tag attached, they've attached 17 times, and I've made 254 sales from those 17 people. And so that kind of allows you to see what's going on for each segment of your audience. And you can always filter by those different tags here. So purchase, if I want to find all of my purchase tags, there they are. We can also create new tags straight from here, and testing, save. Okay, and now we'll see that testing tag show up right there. And then those tags can be added to your contacts manually or automatically via sales, via automations, via opt-in funnels, all sorts of different things that you can do with those tags that allow you to really keep track of who is interacting with your business on a day-to-day basis. Also in CRM, we have pipelines. Pipelines is really interesting. It's a relatively new feature that System has that allows you to really track where someone is in a given flow in your business. And so, for example, if you have a new lead coming in that you want to make contact with, and this is typically going to be for like one-on-one coaching packages, or if you're offering services, you might want to follow up with them. You can add them to this new leads section here, right? And say test. We'll add them. Okay. And refresh. And you'll see test right there. Okay. And then you can kind of drag these people along. So if I want to say like, oh, I sent this person a proposal to work with me, we can do that. We also have the ability to edit the different stages inside our pipeline. So this is really for more detailed tracking of what stage someone is at in working with you. And again, this is typically going to be used for things like one-on-one coaching packages, if you want to follow up with people, or if you want to be following up with people for service packages, that sort of thing. I don't particularly use this feature, but it is there and some people find it really helpful. So I wanted to go ahead and show you what this looks like since it's in our header menu. You also have the ability to move contacts via automations, which is pretty cool. So that's an option for you to use this pipeline for as well. The last thing inside our CRM is our calendar. And we have a whole nother video on setting up your calendar inside System with your Google Calendar. So you can click the link to go watch that video if that's something you're interested in, but you can create new events. You'll be able to see any bookings that have been made. You'll be able to have your availability scheduled here. And all of that is basically a TidyCal or Calendly replacement built straight into System through the CRM and Calendar tab. Moving on to the Websites tab, you're going to see 3 different things over here: blogs, sales funnels, and digital stores. Now, blogs, just to explain this a little bit, blogs are what we typically think of as websites. That's what System calls them. And it's the type of website that has a header and a footer on every single page. And it's the same header and the same footer on every single page of the website. So if that's what you're looking for, they call that a blog. Can it also include blog posts? Absolutely. Does it always include blog posts? Not necessarily. It just means that it's a page where you want it to have the same header and the same footer as every other page on your website. And so, for example, if you go to my main website, you will see this header on every single page and this footer down here on every single page. And so if you go to About, you'll notice that the header and the footer down here stays the same. That's because this is part of my blog inside System.io, and here's mine in here. So you'll be able to see that there are posts, there are pages, there are categories, and those things are inside your blog. We have lots of other videos on how to actually use the blog functionality, but that's what you're looking for in the blogs tab of the websites dropdown. That is your websites with your headers and your footers. Sales funnels is the next piece, and this is where we typically have our opt-in funnels or our sales funnels, our checkout pages. All of that stuff happens in the sales funnels tab of the website dropdown. Now we're going to go into details on the different types of funnels and how to create them a lot more in other videos. But if you're looking for your checkout pages, your sales pages, or your opt-in funnels, those are going to be in websites and sales funnels right here. The last option here is the digital stores option, and this is more of like a stand store kind of replacement. I don't particularly use it a whole lot for my business, but if you're coming over to System from something like Stand Store, this is a really, really great Stand Store replacement. And you can create, very customized link in bio sort of thing where people also have the option to just go ahead and buy something straight from this Stand Store replacement. So that's really what this store option is for. Again, I don't use it a ton in my business. I prefer full funnels where I have full control over what kind of experience people are having. And these are a little more heavily templated and less optimizable and customizable. So I don't use them, but a lot of people really like them if they're coming from a stand store type of situation and you're doing almost all of your selling on social. This may be something that you're interested in looking into. Moving on to emails. There are 3 things in the emails dropdown: newsletters, campaigns, and statistics. Now, this is a question that we get a lot. What is the difference between newsletters and campaigns? Newsletters are emails that you're sending one time to a whole group of people all at the same time. So, for example, when I send my weekly newsletter, I'm sending it to my entire active list all at the same time. And you'll see this is an example here, right? So 31% open, 6.68% click. And this was sent to 3,000 people all at the same time on May 11th. Okay, so newsletters are things that you're sending to a big group of people all at once, whereas our campaigns are drip release email sequences, meaning that when someone signs up for a certain lead magnet of mine or for a workshop of mine, they're going to go into this automated sequence and they're going to get these emails at a certain delay based on when they signed up for that thing. So I've had 1,100 people go through the sequence, but they all went through it at totally different times, depending on when they signed up for this particular workshop or sales sequence. Okay, so this is something where it's drip release. You get to say how much of a delay you want between each email and the email before it. And you get to customize this to go out at whatever schedule you want it to go out on based on when someone signed up for it, not based on a date. So that's basically the difference between newsletters and campaigns, and both of them are in this email dropdown. We'll have other videos with all of the details on that, but that's the high level of it. And of course, we have our statistics. And so when you're looking at statistics, you're basically seeing the number of emails that were sent, the average percentage of opened emails, any spam reports that you've received, any bounced emails that you've received. And then if you scroll down, you'll see more and more details about each of these things. You can also filter by different dates. So if I only wanted to see things that I sent last week, for example, I could go ahead and look at my percentage of open emails specifically for last week and how many emails I sent last week, 11,000 emails, and go through it that way. And this will show you the emails that were sent last week specifically. Okay, so that is basically the gist for the emails dropdown. Now for automations, we've got two things in the automations dropdown. First is rules and then workflows. Again, this is a question that we get a lot. What is the difference between a rule and what is the difference between a workflow? So a rule is basically any automation where there is an if this, then that. And it is a clear, if this happens, then this should happen every time. Okay. So these are things like if someone signs up for my website newsletter, they fill out a blog form, right, on my website, then I want them to get this tag. That's if this, then that. If they visit this page, I'm going to opt them out of something. If they buy something on this page, I'm going to send the welcome email for that product. If this, then that. Whereas workflows are more complicated automations. It's not always if this, then that. It could be if this, then check if something else is true, and then wait 3 days and then check one more time and then enroll them in a campaign and then wait for the campaign to be over. And it's a lot more complicated. So to give you an idea, this is one of the workshop automation workflows that I have here where if any of these things are happening, then they come into here, they get tagged, they get subscribed to a campaign. Once that campaign is over, that tag gets removed. Then I check whether or not they actually joined. Then I send the whole nother automation, right? So this is a much more complicated type of automation than a simple if A, then B that we have inside the automation rules. So that's basically it, automation rules and automation workflows. And again, we have other things that go into a lot more detail on how to use these particular features, but that's what we're talking about in this dropdown, those two types of things. So if it's a simpler, if this and that, that's a rule. If it's a more complicated, I want to wait and then I want to check a conditional and then I want to wait again and then I want to subscribe them to something and then wait again, right? That's a workflow. So that's really the difference here. Inside assets is like everything that you own for your website, right? And so this is going to be a few different things. First, we have physical products. I don't really sell physical products, so I don't really have anything in here. But you can create physical products that you are selling and have those as things that you can sell through your website, almost like a Shopify-ish type solution. It's not going to be as fully featured as Shopify because the system is really more designed for digital products, but they do have that option in there, which is pretty cool if you're just selling physical products every once in a while. You also have in here assets, coupons. Okay, coupons are exactly what they sound like. They're coupon codes that you create that you can give to people to get a certain amount off of certain products. Okay, then courses. This is where all of the fun stuff happens if you have any courses or memberships. So these are all of the different portals that you have that you can give your students access to when they purchase something in a sales funnel. You can also create bundles here, which allows you to group different courses together. And then this tab lets you see all of your students for all of your different courses, and you can filter by which course we actually want to look at the students for. Okay, so that's all in there and ready and available for you under the courses tab. Then we have communities. Communities are exactly, again, what they sound like. I'm not a big user of these communities, but it's worth checking out if you want to have some sort of way for your students to interact with each other, but don't really want to be on Facebook, then it's worth checking out this community to see if it does what you need it to do. So that's the Communities tab inside the assets. And then finally, we have Files. This is a file manager, so everything that you upload to System will be in here, added here, and you can sort it by when it was created at, so you can find things later. And then you can come in here and delete things if you don't need them anymore, get all the file details, all of that sort of stuff. This is your file manager under the Assets tab as well. Then finally, we have the Sales tab. Orders is a little confusing because this is talking about orders for your physical products. So if you don't have physical products, you're not actually going to see any orders in here. But what you will see is transactions. And transactions is every time System charges someone through your business, okay? So this could be one-off sales, like a one-off purchase. This could be a subscription transaction, meaning maybe we're seeing things actually in here right now where this person is part of a monthly program of mine. This is not the first time that they're being charged. This is just the most recent time that they're being charged. And all of that is here. You can filter, of course, all of your different transactions here. You'll also see any refunds that you have to process here. And all of that is on this transactions page. We also have subscriptions. So this is a one-stop shop for you to be able to see who has signed up for a recurring subscription in case you need to go in and actually change or cancel or edit that subscription. You'll be able to see a cancel subscription and an update information through this subscriptions tab here. And you can, of course, obviously filter your subscriptions by price plan and by status and by email as well. That's the subscriptions tab. And then we have affiliate invoices. You'll only see this if you have your own affiliate program, and this will show you who you owe money and whether or not you've paid them yet. And then finally, my affiliate program, which again, if you have an affiliate program, this will show you all the different things that have been sold. Make sure you adjust this so you can see the different sales that have been made all time or, recently, depending on what it is that you're looking for. And that's basically it for the Sales tab. The last thing up here is Help. This just takes you to System's help page, so that's there if you need it. And then we have our System settings menu. So this little user drop down here is going to lead you to settings and sub-accounts. If you have sub-accounts, you'll be able to switch between them right here. And then this leads to your whole big settings page, which we're actually going to do a separate video on to make sure you know exactly what these different settings pages are for you and for your account. So that is basically it. The last thing here is just language. So if you want to get creative and switch to a language that you're more comfortable in, then there's lots of different options in here. We'll go to Espanol for a second. Okay, so there's my configuration in Espanol, and I can switch back to English. Okay, so that's it. That's the entire header menu. That's everything that you need to know about where to find the different things and what those different things actually mean in the System header menu. And now you know what everything up there does, so you are officially not a System.io newbie anymore. You can go ahead and explore your menu with confidence now, and if you're ready to use these tools and not just understand them, then make sure to check out the resources below this video for your next step. If you want everything built out for you with templates and tutorials and AI tools to get your business launched in 30 days or less, check out Design, Build, Scale below this video, and I will see you in one of our upcoming videos soon. Take care.